Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. And today we're going to see some more queries about in SS SQL Server. And we had seen a couple of things yesterday. That is how to retrieve the data, how to perform concatenation, how to implement cast, convert, all of the functions we had seen. And some more things we're going to see today. So aggregating the data into information. So what is aggregations and all? And that is what is the today's concept. Okay. So when you go about aggregations, we have count star. There's a function called sum, minimum, maximum, and an average. Okay. So count star means it's going to count the number of rows in a table. For example, I wanted to perform how much data you have in the table. So let me go here and we have to use IBank case study. Now here we have a couple of tables, but okay, yes,
Bhaskar, I cannot see your screen.
okay, sorry. I'm just sorry.
Yes. Same here, sir. I can't see the
Yes,
screen as well.
I'll share it. Yeah, you can just. Good morning, friends. Welcome to MSBA training, and part of that we're going to learn queries today. So welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. And we had seen couple of things yesterday. So today we're going to understand that how to perform aggregations. Okay, so we had seen filtering and sorting a lot of things the other day. So now today we're going to learn how to perform aggregate operations or aggregate function. How can we use that? Okay. Now, there is a table you have called account master table. I wanted to count number of customers you have in the table. So there is a function called count star function. So it counts number of rows in a table. Okay. So if you have 5 rows, it means that you have 5 customers. If you have five, rows in employee table, it means that you have 5 employees are there. So if you wanted to sum a clear balance, then you have to use sum. Then to find out a minimum, you have a minimum, and again maximum and average you have. Now I wanted to understand how many customers are there in, so in the customers table. So we're going to use IBank case study, IBank database. Now here, so I have a table called account master table. You can drag and drop, or you can type the name also. That is your wish. You can remove the db and everything. Db which is schema. Okay, so what is schema and all we're going to understand later. So as of now, let us target about select star from account master table, click on execute. You're able to get all the data. When you come down, you can clearly see that you have 62 rows are there, but each row is one customer. Each row is, I'm talking about a customer. So now I wanted to find out number of rows in this. Now people are going to say count star. Okay, so count star is going to give you number of rows. We have 62, and it is saying no column name. We know that you have to give as number of customers, right? So this is what we discussed already. Now, is it compulsory that do we need to give as, or without that also will it work? So simply if you give space, and it is going to work. And when you have a space, it's not going to work, and it'll give you lot of errors. To avoid that, you can use this kind of a braces, and this is what is alias. So alias need not have as is not a mandatory, but many people are going to write, or many people may not also write. So count star as number of customers. So count star is going to count number of rows in the table. So that is what is the query. Am I clear? So find out number of customers. That is the query. Find out number of customers. Okay. And if somebody asks you, find out number of customers in branch BR1. If they ask you, what is that we have to write? So I wanted to find out. So in the branch where branch ID equals to, which is not a case sensitive, uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter. I have a branch BR1. So when you execute the data, you're going to get 17 rows. Okay. If somebody asks you how many people are there in branch BR2, you have to just change. You have 6 people. And how many people are there in branch BR3? Okay. So 10 people, right? So find out number of customers in a branch BR1 and branch BR2. Okay, BR1, and we have to count total number of customers in both branches. Now you have to say and controls and control V, and you have to give. So we know that branch BR1 we have 17 customers, and the branch BR2 we know that we have 6 customers. 17 plus 6 23. Let us understand BR1 and BR2 how many customers are there. It is showing you 0. Do you know why it is? Okay, it is showing you 0. What is the reason for it? Any idea? The reason is, so the customer may belong to BR1 or customer may belong to BR2, and condition is completely wrong. In English, we'll say and, but in logical way, you have to use or condition. Many people will be, doing this kind of a mistake. We have 23 people. For example, when I say I need gender male and gender female employee. So it is not that we have to use gender equals to male and gender equals to female. That is completely wrong, right? Gender cannot be male and female, either male or female. It is or condition. But in English, we're going to use and, but when you translate it to query, you have to use this. So this is what is called or condition or symbol. And symbol is not going to work like this. Okay, and is not the symbol should not be used in SQL Server, and SQL or Oracle is not a case sensitive language. SQL is not a case sensitive language. Uppercase, lowercase doesn't matter. So when you put completely like this, and still you're able to see 23. Okay, so when you make it upper or lower doesn't matter. So it's which is going to give you like this. Clear? Find out number of customers in branch BR1 and branch BR2. You have to give like this. So instead of writing or condition like this, and for example, tomorrow I wanted to include one more branch called BRAD. So in these 3 branches, you know how many people are there? So together we have 33 people. So when we have 10 branches, writing like this is pretty much difficult. So instead of a or condition, people are also can use in condition. So you have to use in, so open the bracket, and this is a shortcut way. In means or condition only, but you can remove everything like this. Okay, and simple put comma and remove all these things. End of the day. So this is what is the in condition. So when I execute like this, now you have 33 people. If somebody says in condition is nothing but or condition. Remember this. Okay. So this is a shortcut syntax. That's it. It is a shortcut syntax. Either you do like this or you use equals to symbol. Both of them are same. Clear? If you wanted to find out two, you can also use. But if you have one, so in condition is need not be used. If it is a single thing, you simply make it as equals to, and you can remove like this. If it is a single one, whether it is a in or equals to doesn't matter. So when you have a single thing, the better you have to use equals to. When you have multiple things, so you have to use in operator. And it is important that you need to open the bracket and you have to close the bracket, and this is compulsory. Clear? And you have to execute like this. So find out number of customers in branch BR1 and branch BR2. This is what is the thing. Now I wanted to find out number of customers in product. Say we have a product here, right? So what is the product I'm talking about? So when you take this data out, and there is a product called savings banks loan account, fixed deposit, recurring deposit account. So I wanted to find out number of customers. Okay, number of customers in savings bank accounts where product ID equals to savings bank. So let us understand how many people we have. 25 people we have. And fixed deposit, how many people we have across all branches? 13 people we have. And you can say as count, right? So you can give, or how many people are there in say recurring deposits? So we have 8 people throughout the branches, and we have loan account LA. How many people are there? So we have 16 people. I wanted to understand for the loan account. So and I say in branch BR1, how many customers are there? So you have to give like this. So it is going to take out LA, and so this is both conditions must be true. Okay. You have 2 people in branch BR1. So when you go to branch BR2 for loan people, again 2. For branch BR3, loan people are again 2, and again branch BR4 loan people are again 4 here. Okay, not 2. So like that you should be able to, or perform operations like this. And BR6 loan or BR6, let us see, savings bank accounts, how many customers you have? You have 3 in branch BR1. So like that you should be able to write so multiple conditions like this, and it is going to perform the operations. Okay. Now, if somebody asks you how the execution is going to be working, now can you tell me how the execution is going to work and which clause in this is going to be executed first? Okay, it is not the select. You cannot understand. You cannot think that first it is there. This will SQL Server is going to execute this. No, SQL Server is going to go to the table first. It's going to bring all the data from the table. Now later it's going to say eliminate, right? So for example, I ask Dinesh or I ask Prashanti, so find out number of people in this room, right? So when you say number of people in this room, what is the first thing you do? You have to go to that room first. So from clause is the first one. So after going into that room, I wanted to understand, find out number of people from this room, country equals to USA. So you come to that room and you go to that room, you first announce in the mic, hey guys, I wanted to have only US citizens. Please leave, other people have to vacate the room. So that is the where clause we're talking about, right? So once you go to the from clause, the next clause which is going to be, working by the SQL server is where clause. So guys, please vacate the room. So all US people will be, yeah, inside the room. So other people have to vacate the room. Then you're going to perform counting operations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And later you're going to display we have 17 people in this room. So what is the order of execution? So many people are going to ask you, so which clause? Okay, order of execution is very very important. Okay, which clause is going to be executed first? So now you know that the first one is always a from clause. You have to go to that table. The second one you have to worry about is that you have to perform a where clause. Where clause means a filtering rows. Okay. So this is immediately it is going to remove all the data BR2, BR3, all of them will get eliminated. The third operation is aggregation. Aggregation means we have a counting. So you go to that room, you eliminate, then you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the last operation is that you have to display. So display is going to happen with the help of select. So I told you the other day, right? When you say select 5, what is that it is doing? It is displaying the data. The 5 is a constant, right? So what select is doing? Select is also eliminating columns. For example, when I say select account ID comma name, so select is also eliminating some data, and it is also printing these two columns, right? Account ID and name, it is printing. So it is doing actually two operations. So select is also printing or displaying. Okay. So what is the order of the execution of the query? Always from clause first. Then afterwards, you have, if you have where clause, that will get executed. Then it is going to perform aggregation. Aggregation means count, average, min, all of all of them is going to happen. Then it's going to display the data in your screen. So these are the things you have to be clear with. Clear? Now, many people what they understand is what is a star? Star means, already we know that star means all columns. But now we are saying count star is counting all columns or all rows. Okay. So many people will have a confusion now. So we are saying count star is counting all rows, but star means all columns. So can we say that, select star and count star? So when you have a select star and this star and the star, both of them are same, can we say like that? The answer is wrong. So here, when you say like this star means count, it's star means all columns. But this star and this star is not same. So never confuse. Now, what is the meaning of a star here? Star means a junk value. That's it. So instead of a star, you can also put one. Okay, so when you put one, so it is not going to change any data, so same data is going to give you. So many people will think select star and this star is, both of them are same. So here star means a junk value, so you can give any value, whether you're saying going to say count star or count one, doesn't matter. So many people are wrongly saying, count star is slow, and count one or count zero is very fast. That is very a wrong thing. So here there is no meaning of star. Star means it is a junk value. So many people put one or zero, or you can put anything here. For example, tomorrow I wanted to put some a question mark. So for example, I put some like this, something like this. Will it work or not? It is going to work because so here it has to take one junk value. That's it. The junk value can be zero, or the junk value can be one, or the value can be a, since if it is giving a string, you can also write. For example, my name is Bhaskar Jogi. I'll write my name like this. Will it change anything? It's not going to affect anything. So still you should be able to get like this. So here, whether you write some constant or when you put star, doesn't matter. Okay, so never estimate the underestimate the star and this one, both of them are same, and both of them are not same. Select star means all columns, select count star means counting the number of rows. Here star means there is no meaning. Here the star means there is no meaning. You can also write like this. But one more thing we have to be understanding. So let me tell you. Okay, so I have employee table, I have employee ID, employee name, employee salary. I have employee ID 1, say Ram 1000, and I have 2 Kiran, say null, and I have 3, say John, we have say 2500. This is my data. So if somebody asks you number of rows in the table, so what is the query? Select count star, right, from employee table. So output would be 3, right? So we're talking about a query here, right? And we have to understand number of rows, right? So number of rows I'm talking about, you're going to count 1, 2, 3. So you're going to put 3 here. So number of rows are 3. So instead of writing count star, if I put count 1, will it be any change? Still, it is going to count 1, 2, 3. You have number of rows. Still, you're going to get 3. Okay. But when I say instead of a star or 1, I am going to put column name here. Okay. So when I put column name employee, it's going to count 1, 2, 3. So still it is going to give you 3. Okay. So instead of the employee ID, I'm going to put name. So name is one more column name that I wanted to use here. So it is going to count 1, 2, 3. The count is still 3. Now I'm going to put salary. So now it is going to count 1 and 2, and null value is not going to be counted when you put salary. Okay. So this point you have to be very clear. So when the column is having a null value, count column name. So we are putting the column names here. So column name, when you put it, is not going to count complete rows. The null value will get eliminated. So you're able to get only two rows. So this is what is the difference between a count star or a count, some kind of a constant value, or the this value, and between this. So what is the difference between count star and count column name? If they ask you what is the question, what is the answer, you have to say, so difference between, okay, count star and when you say count column name, so count any column. So the answer is that uh, count column does not count the null values. So this is what is the learning you have to be taking now. Okay, so instead of a star you can also put one or two, any junk value, that is fine. Okay, so difference between count star and count column name. Count column name does not count the null value, so you may have this kind of things you can have. Okay, now is it fine? So now, so if somebody asks you, I wanted to find out number of branches, okay, number of branches, or simply before that, list all branches. If somebody asks you, list all branches. Now, let me remove this where clause, and I wanted to print only the branches. So when I go here and write branch ID, and will it get all branches? Yes, but there are some duplicates, right? So you have 62 lines of data, but unfortunately you got lot of duplicate data. So I don't want to bring all the duplicates. To remove the duplicates, we're going to use a clause distinct. So when you execute, now we know that only we have 9 branches. For example, somebody tells you list all genders. So will you list male, 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 female, 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 or simply male and female? Only two rows you have to, display, right? So for that purpose, we're going to use distinct. Distinct is the keyword or a function which is going to eliminate the duplicates. It is not going to be eliminating permanently from the table. Table is going to have. So when you say select star from account master table, this table is having all the data. We have all the duplicate data. It is as it is. But only thing is that, okay, so now you have to be working about this. So distinct is used to eliminate the duplicates at the time of showing the data. Yeah, am I clear, guys? Now, one more query people are going to ask you that how many branches you have. Okay. So, for example, how many branches you have, or find out number of branches. Okay. Find out number of branches. Can I give this? So this is going to count number of rows, not the branches. But can I give BRID like this? When I give BRID column name, that is fine. But still, I'm able to get 62 rows. What is the query? So you have to use a distinct. Okay, so when you say distinct, then you're able to find out the count is 9. Okay, then you can say that we have number of branches or some kind of a count is 9. So find out number of branches, and the same thing, find out number of products. Okay, so we have a column called PID, that is product ID, and you can find out we have only 4 columns in 4 products we have. And what are those products? If somebody asks you, select distinct product from account master table. So this is the query you have to write. So we have 4 products: fixed deposits, loan accounts, recurring deposits, and savings bank. Okay, the bank is offering four types of accounts. So these are the things. If you remove these distincts, what is going to happen? You're going to get all 62 products for each and every customer. So it is giving you complete product 62 products. Why? Because you have 62 rows, right? So when you remove and execute, you are able to get the same all the products. When you put product ID, you will see that the same thing is repeated. So same thing is repeated. So however you have, same thing you're going to have. Okay. So are you getting? So you can also give some kind of a alias to the this one. For example, I say product. You can also give alias for the, if you don't like this kind of a PID, what is PID? Customer may not be able to understand. You can also say like this. So when you get, so product, or you can also simply say PID as product, or you can simply say distinct, PID as product or product names. So something like that you should be able to, product name. Okay. So all these things we know. You can use F5 to execute the query, or you can click on this button, right? So execute, or you can also press F5. Am I clear? So how to perform counting operation, and what is the difference between a count star, count one, count column name? So we had clearly understood, and it doesn't matter whether you put star or one, it doesn't matter. So these are the things we have to take away from this count function. Now, what is the next function we have to worry about? That is sum, minimum, maximum, and average. So I wanted to find out. So when you go to the query, there is uh, a clear balance, right? So I wanted to understand what is the total clear balance. So you have to use sum of balance, and let me execute this query. And when I execute, find out total balance. Okay. So when you say find out total balance, you have to say sum of C balance. But if you don't put sum, what is the meaning of this? If you don't put sum and execute simply, it is going to give you individual rows, right? 62. But I wanted to perform sum of C balance. So everything will get total. And you can say as total balance. Clear? The total balance is, this is the amount we're going to get. But what is the total balance for, say, where branch ID equals to BR5 or BR1? So something like this. So you should be able to use where clause. How the order of execution? First, it's going to go to the account master table, then it's going to eliminate the data, then it's going to perform aggregations, then later it's going to display the data to the customer. So this is what is the order of execution, right? Now, instead of having for the single, customer, single branch, so you can have everything if you remove the where clause. So I wanted to find out what is the maximum balance. If you wanted to find out maximum balance, very simple thing, you have to use this, and alias also, obviously it will change. This is the maximum, right? And how about minimum and average? So for that you have to use minimum, and here you have to also change this. So you have minimum of the data. So this is the data. So what about the average? So you have to use ABG function. So obviously this also you have to change. So what is the average value for branch BR1, or what is the average value across branches? Yeah, am I clear? So like that, you should be able to perform all these operations, something like this. But now question is that, can I write all aggregate functions in single query? For example, I wanted to find out total number of customers, comma. I wanted to use total balance. Okay. Now I wanted to use maximum in the single query. Can I use like this? Let us understand. Okay, so then I wanted to pick up the minimum value, comma. So later I wanted to also use minimum, maximum, and I wanted to perform average. So everything in a single query. That is what is my point. Okay. Can I execute like this? Let us see and understand. Okay. Yes. You are able to write the complete thing in a single query. So this is perfectly fine. So there is no issue at all. Okay. Count star as count, sum, maximum, minimum, and average balance. So all of them you should be able to write. But I wanted to get for a where. So branch ID equals to BR1 is equivalent to BR1. So let me remove all this data. Okay, F5. Now you know that 17 customers are there. Total balance is this much, and the maximum balance is this much, and the minimum balance is this much, and this is what is called average balance, right? If you go about branch number 7, okay, so when you execute the data, you have 3 people and total balance, maximum balance, minimum balance, and average balance. Can I again write the same thing here? For example, can I put count star again here? Will it work or not? So let us understand, when you repeat something, is it going to work? Yes, it's going to work. It is only the displaying the same number of results set. So it doesn't make any sense. But will it work if somebody asks you? Yes, it's going to work, but you have to remove this comma, right? So that's it. When you execute, it's going to work perfectly fine. Okay. So how many people are there in branch BS7? What is the total balance and maximum balance, minimum, average? So these 5 are called aggregate functions, right? So you have one more aggregate function also. There is a count and count big. Okay, so count big, count means it will count up to lakhs or millions. When you have a trillions of data, you have to use count big. Okay, so this is the function you have to use. So yes, are you clear? So count big is should not be used for the smaller things. You have to use count star is sufficient. So count big has to be used when when the count is not able to perform the operations. It is that is the difference between count and count underscore big. So fine, clear. Now we know that how many people are there in. So branch BR1, we're able to get the data. So how many people are there in branch BR1? That is also fine. But the next question I'm talking about, branch wise. Okay, I'm talking about branch wise number of customers. Okay, so when I say branch wise number of customers, are we eliminating anybody? For example, I'm going to ask you how many customers are there in uh, uh, US. So how many customers are there in this room? So you have to go to the room and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. You say that we have 1,000 customers in this table. That's fine. But when I ask you how many customers are from US, can you just count? So you have to go to that room and you say that guys, we need only USA people and others please vacate the room. So you're going to eliminate somebody, right? So other countries people have to vacate the room, then you're going to perform number of people. But when I ask you, I need a country wise number of customers. Now are you going to vacate anybody, or are going to eliminate anybody here? Because I'm talking about country wise, I need all countries. So where clause is not going to be used when I'm saying branch wise or country wise. So where clause only to eliminate, but I'm talking about I need all countries. But how is that you're going to do? If you need only one country, then you say, hey guys, please USA people place it, and others have to vacate or leave. That you have eliminating. But now I need all the people. So here we're going to use group by country or group by branch. I'm going to use one more clause called group by. For example, as soon as you go to that room, you're saying, "Hey guys, I wanted to take a country-wise number of people in this room. So come on, guys, go to that corner. All USA people have to go to that corner. All India people have to come to this corner. All Japan people go to that corner." You're going to create lot of groups, right? So diagrammatically, how the group by clause is going to working. So let us understand. So you have a big auditorium. You say that, hey, this is the branch BR1 data. This is branch BR2 data. This is branch BR3 data. Like that, lot of the groups are going to perform, right? Now, so this is what is called BR1 group or India group. So this is a Japan group, something like this. You perform lot of groups. So let me say BR3 and dot and here we have total BR9 groups, right? So all the people will be sitting in this room, right? In this location. So these are the people. You have some people will be sitting something like this. Are you okay? Now you have to come to this group and find out number of customers. Okay. So group by clause is not going to eliminate anybody. So where clause is going to eliminate, group by clause is going to perform a group by operation. So as soon as you come to the room, guys, please make groups country wise. That is what is the announcement you make in the mic, guys. I wanted to take a number of people count, so please divide as country wise and form the groups, right? So if I need gender wise number of customers, that is what is my requirement. So as soon as you come to that auditorium, you say, hey guys, males should go to one group and female have to form one more group, right? You have to create two groups, male group and female group, and after that you're going to perform. So when you making a group, then you're saying 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and that number you're going to write it here, and you go again 1 2 3 4, you're going to write the number 4, and here 1 2 3 4 5, like that you're going to perform lot of things here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So like that you have to perform aggregations. Okay. But after performing aggregations, it is your responsibility that, okay, so when you execute this query, nobody will understand these numbers. Okay, so when you execute like this, they can understand BR1, BR2. The better point is that whatever you have used here, the same column, you can also display. When you keep it here, you should be able to display the data like this. Okay, so now people clearly understand, okay, BR 117 people, BR 6 people, BR 10 people. So the important thing, without that also you should be able to get, there is no issue, but nobody can understand what is this and what is that. Okay, so whatever you have used to form the group BR1, BR2, this is a grouping name, right? So that data you have to display. To display what you have to take, you have to take the same column, control C and control V, and you may be keeping it here, or you can also keep like this, right? So when you execute, people can 17 people are available in branch BR1. Yeah, am I clear? So branch wise number of customers means many people will get confused. Is it a where clause? No, where clause means we are not eliminating anybody, right? So I told you I need only gender male people from the room. So you are the supervisor or authority to take the count. So you have to go to that room. You have to eliminate females. But I say I need only the female. Then you will say eliminate males. But when I say I need gender-wise number of people, then are you going to eliminate anybody? The answer is no. So you have to have both male group and female group. Now I may ask you one more thing. Can I use where clause also? Okay, now here we did not use anything, so it is simply first it will go to the from clause. Now then it is going to form group, then it is going to perform aggregations, then it's going to perform the display. So here also how the order of execution. So from clause, then group by clause, then performing aggregation, then displaying the data. So remember to learn one point here, whatever be the column name that is there in the group by clause, you better keep them in the select clause so that people can understand. Otherwise also, which is going to work, but people may not be able to understand the query. Clear? Now, can I have also where clause? For example, I say gender wise number of people in that room. Gender wise number of people in that room. Are we going to eliminate anybody? No, because I need male and female. That is fine. So you're going to say select gender comma count star, gender comma count star from that room group by gender. This is the simple query you're going to write, right? So I wanted to find out, gender comma count star, okay, from there is a room or a table, so where group by gender. So this is the thing we were talking about. How the execution is going to be happening, already you know it, right? First you have to go to the room and you have to request them to form a two groups, male and female. Then you're going to counting the data, then you're going to display along with the gender. So you're going to display like this. Okay, male we have say 300 people, and female you have say 400 people. Like this you're going to display. So or you may display female first or male, it doesn't matter. It is not going to sort the data, but it's going to display the data. It is not a sorting. Sorting means you have to ascending or descending. So group by is not going to give you the data in ascending or descending order, which may give you any order. Okay. Now, can I use a where clause? Now I wanted to find out gender wise number of customers or number of people, but consider only for USA. So I'm talking about get this count, but only for a country called India or country called USA. So you have to go here where you have to include country equals to, when I say India, this is what is the thing you need to include. What is the meaning? You have to first to go to the room, and in the mic, what are you saying, guys? We need only Indian people to be there in this room, others please vacate. So you're filtering the data, right? If you say India, only Indians are going to be sitting in the room. Then afterwards you're going to make two groups. So you have female groups. Now when you eliminate it, you have 120, and you have, let us say, 130 people, something like that, because you have eliminated. So then you're performing two groups, male and female. Then you're going to count and display. Are you getting? So when you have a where clause and a group by clause, first where clause is going to work. So first one is, from. Then always where is going to be eliminating the data. Then after that, you're going to perform a group by operation. Then fourth one is called aggregation. Aggregation is counting. Then the final one is called display. Are you clear? If you don't have any where clause, then you're going to form directly from, then afterwards gender, grouping by gender, then you're going to perform these operations. Are you clear? So why we have to use from, and why we have to use, where we have to use this one, and when you have a where clause and this clause, and what is the difference between where and a group by? So where is there to perform the data based on the filter condition which you are applying there. For example, tomorrow I need only for say India and say USA people, right? So when you say country in India and you have to say country is US like this. You have to apply where clause and you should be able to write the things like this. Okay. So only India and US I need, but I wanted to find out gender-wise number of people in these two countries. Yeah, am I clear, guys? So how to perform these operations? Let us see and understand once more. I wanted to find out branch-wise number of customers, but I need only for where I need where product ID only for the savings bank accounts. Okay. So only for the savings banks people we can see the numbers. Clear? So branch wise number of customers, but only for savings bank product. So first you have to go to account master, then eliminate the data, then we're going to perform the grouping, then counting, then display. Branch wise customers, but only for BR1 and BR2, BR3. They need only these three branches, but they don't need all the branches. What you have to do? You have to come here, branch ID in, open the bracket. You have to say we need BR1 people and we need BR2 people and we need BR3 people. So that means what I have thousands of countries. Think like this. You have a lot of countries are there, but I wanted to count, you know, country wise. So, and only for these two countries. So, India and US, first you have to eliminate, then you have to say, hey, Indians go that side and US, come this side. Then whatever you're having, going to have, the same column you need to have it here. That's it. So, country wise number of people only for country called India and US. So, whatever the column name you have used in the where clause, same thing is also be you can use in the group by clause. So, I wanted to get this data. Now, first it will go to the room and it will say, guys, we need only BR1, BR2, BR3 customers. Others, please leave the room. So you're filtering the data, right? So whenever you say you're going to filter the data, so it's going to be asking you that. So this data only taken from the table, and based on this is going to group BR1 data one side, BR2 data other side, and BR3 data other side, and after that it's going to perform aggregations and it's going to display. If you don't keep this, then it is nobody can understand what is this and what is this and what is this, and it is completely important that you have to keep this thing here so that you will be giving proper information to the customer. Clear? So whenever you say wise, branch wise, color wise, country wise, age wise. So wise means group by clause. Remember this point. So color wise, branch wise, this wise, that wise. Whenever you're saying like this is completely a group by clause. Okay, country wise number of people, country wise total balance. So branch wise, instead of number of customers, I'm talking about, you know, the total balance, right? So what is the thing I have to use? Somebody ask you like this. Only thing I have to change here, sum of C balance as total. Okay. So when you execute, you should be able to get the total. Or I wanted to get a branch wise maximum balance. So what is the maximum balance for each and every branch? Okay. So what is the minimum balance? You should be able to perform all operations like this. So within this group, what is the maximum? Within this group, what is the maximum? So within this group, what is the maximum? And within the group, what is the minimum? So how many people are there? How many? So you can perform more than one operation also. For example, I wanted to count this like this. Will it be happening? Yes, why not? So in branch BR1, minimum balance is this, 17 people are there, like that. You should be able to perform lot many operations. But what is the order of execution? First from, then where, then group by, then performing these operations, then you have to display the data. Clear? The next question people may ask you, can I have a group within a group? Okay. So what is my point? So I'm trying to say, can I have one group? Inside that, can I have one more group? For example, group in a group, right? So I wanted to have country wise. This is say country called India, US, something like this. Okay. So we have a country called India and we have a country called US. Okay. I have two countries. So gender wise, this is a country wise number of customers. So this is the grouping. So within the group, and somebody asks you, you get again how many males are there and how many females are there. Again, how many males are there and how many females are there, right? So you have a male count, this is male, and this is what is called female count, and this is male count, and this is what is called female count, right? For example, you have 120 people are there and you think that you have some 300 people are there. So 120 people you have, say males are 50 people and females are 70 people. Okay, because put together you have 120 in India and 300 we have, let us say 160 are males and you may say that 140 are females. So what is the query and how the query it looks like? Let us write the query also here. If somebody asks you the query, what is the query? So select first country wise, right? So country wise, then gender wise, and we need the count. You have to perform count star as count. Okay. Later you have to use from this room and group by. Okay. So group by, first I have to country. Okay. But at the time of writing, you have to start with which is the grouping things I have to use it. So that's it. So first always the how the execution is going to happen. So first you have to go to the room and ask them, guys, for frame first India and US. So country wise groups need to be made. Then within that country, you say that guys again you male, you create again male group and female group, male group and female group. So like that. So first how the execution. First the country wise grouping is done, then the later gender wise grouping is done, and later is going to perform the counting, then the fourth one it is going to display. Okay, so it is not country and immediately gender. So first it is going to form a country wise grouping, then within that it's going to perform a gender wise grouping. So that is how. So how the display output would be like this. First you have a country, then you have to say gender, then you have to say count. Okay, so this is how the things are. Now can you tell me India, and it is say that male and 50, right? So again it's going to repeat India, and you're going to have females, you have 70. So like that. So this is how you have to be worried about. And the US males, and we have 160, and US females you have say 140. Okay, but if you think that if something is not there, for example in US you don't have a female, it is 0. So when you get a 0, and this is not going to be shown like this. For example, let me go and remove this, and we have 300 people and female count is 0. You don't have this group at all existing. Okay, so you have 300 and total is 300 here. So now you're going to get only 300. So but unfortunately the 0 count will not get displayed. It will not going to be shown into the result set. Clear? So you have male 50, but yes, you don't have the females, you have only males. So this would be this one. So the data need not be in the sorting order. It may give you US first, or it may give you India first, or it may give you one India, one US, one India. That is also perfectly fine. But end of the day, the numbers will be like this. So let me give you one more query. Branch wise, product wise. Okay, branch wise, product wise. So number of customers, simple things, let us include. So number of customers. Okay, so when I give you like this, branch wise, product wise, number of customers and simple query, so first you have to remove all of them. So branch wise, this is branch wise and product wise. So whatever the columns you have, these two columns have to be there in the this class, and you have to put comma and execute. Now it is a branch wise, and within that you're going to have product wise. But the data is not displayed in the sorting order of BR1, BR1 like that, right? If you wanted to get, so order by you can use, but order by it is not at all used here. So order by you can say one ascending. One means first column. I told you, right? So one means we're talking about first column data I wanted to sort. So BR1 fixed deposits 4 people, BR1 loan account 2 people, BR1 recurring deposit 3, BR1 savings bank, then BR2. So you think you have 4 groups in BR1, fixed deposits and lot of things are going to be there, and this is what you have to be worry all about. So how the things are now, you're going to get branch br1, branch br2, dot branch br9. So within that we have 4 groups: savings banks and recurring deposit, loan account, fixed deposit. Again, you have 4. So like that. So you're going to have these two things. And here, the first group is branch 1. Then you have branch 2. And dot, you have branch BR9. So here you have savings bank. Here you have loan account. Here you have fixed deposit, and you have recurring deposits. Here also same thing like that. So branch wise, within that you're going to have savings banks and loan account, fixed deposit and recurring deposits. If you have any zero, that will not get displayed. That's what I told you, right? You have 4 here, and BR2 you have only 3. Something is missing here, right? So loan, recurring deposit and fixed deposit is not there because you don't have a people there. Zero will not get displayed. Otherwise you have to display 4. So this is what is the thing. So if you don't give order by clause, you will not be able to see the data in the same. But if you wanted to include that only for at the time of development only, you better put this. Otherwise order by clause is slow, you never use. If the customer clearly says is that I wanted to display in branch wise clearly, then you may putting. Otherwise order by clause need not be kept. Just understand that this is how the things would happen. First the branch grouping is done, then later within the branch product grouping is done, then after that counting is going to be performed, and later you're going to display all the data. Am I clear, guys? So this is how the group by clause is going to be understanding. Okay, now, so today we had understood lot of things. One is that how to write a simple queries. From there we had understood count star, count one, and count column name. And after that we had also seen count with distinct, count with distinct also we had seen. After that we had seen what is the purpose of or and in, and later we have moved to group by clause, and we also understand that order of execution and where clause and group by clause. We had seen the differences when we have where and sorry, not order by clause, where and group by clause. When we have where is going to be eliminating the data, that will come first. After the where clause, we're going to perform grouping operations, and after the grouping we're going to perform some kind of an aggregations, then display the data. And we also understood that whatever the columns we have in the group by clause, necessarily you have to keep them so that the customers are can get the description neatly, so that they would understand these numbers clearly. If you don't keep them here, is there any problem? There is no issue syntax wise. So syntax wise, there is no issue, but the customer may not be able to understand what are these numbers for, right? So this is what is called semantic. Semantic means meaningless. So there is no pure semantic in this. So there is no meaningless. There is no meaning to the customer. So you have to be syntax wise correct, semantic wise also correct. So people should be able to understand neatly. That is the thing you have to be understanding. So later we discussed about group within a group. So you can have when you have a group within a group, first group is going to be performed, then the second group is going to be performed. For example, I wanted to understand country wise, then later state wise, then within the state I wanted to understand district wise. So how do you write the query? So you have to say group by country comma state comma district comma mandal, or whatever the towns and whatever you have that you can have. So you group, one group can have one more group, that can have one more group, one state can have a lot of districts, and one district can have a lot of towns and cities, like that. So lot many group by clauses are allowed. For example, in the time, you have year wise, semester wise, you have quarter wise, you have month wise, you have week wise, and you have day wise, and you have hourly wise. Hour wise, we have minute wise, we have second wise, we have millisecond, nanosecond, like that. You should be able to perform lot many operations with the help of group by clause. Am I clear? So many people can have more of nestings. Nesting means one group inside the another group. Okay. So how to write? So you have to put simply comma and write one more thing. So, but remember, whatever you have it here, the same thing you need to keep, and you have to keep. For example, you have grouped it by A, comma B, comma C. These are three columns. So these three columns mandatorily have to be here, and ensure that you have to put comma and you have to execute. Am I clear, guys? So this is what is the end of the session for today, and tomorrow we can learn some more things. Are there any questions you wanted to ask? Post them.